Good afternoon. It is 1:19 Central Daylight Time. Man, I need my Today a Better Way hardcover reader rebound. It's hard flipping through this. Let me just kind of show you. It's broke, right? The spine is broke. I like having a hard copy. I might just read it out of the pull it up on my iPad and read it through there, but it might be easier. So I'm going to do it that way. But that's one of the things that I'll be reading today. Share a reading from this. Talk about how I'm trying to practice it in my life, and then I'll read from the Courage to Change reader also, and then again talk about how I'm practicing it in my life. And I think Tony Horton. Isn't that Tony Horton from P90X? Uh, do your best and forget the rest. Or as Spencer, what is Spencer's last name? I want to make sure that I am referring him right, and I'm giving him the right credit. Okay, let me just find the link. Oh, I don't have it. What the heck? I don't have it saved favorites. Let's see. The show is called The Recovery Show. Show. Um, Recovery Show, and the gentleman's name is Spencer. Come on, it's got to be somewhere on here, right? I could have swore I thought his name was on here, but it's the Recovery Show. If you type that into Google, the Recovery Show, it pops up as the first result. At least in my browser, it does. TheRecoveryShow.com, and the gentleman's name on there is Spencer. I was trying to find you his last name, so when you went to the site that you were in the right place. But it's it's a good website. But anyways, he has this saying, and I think he might have got it from the Al-Anon community or the recovery community. But basically, it's take what you like, leave the rest. So kind of Tony Hortonish. But that's what I want to share with you today. I'm going to open up my books here, my e-copies, and then I'll just start with the first one today, A Better Way. In my, what is it called, iBooks? I don't know what do they even call this anymore. All right. So today, A Better Way for April 15th. Got to flip to the page. Hope you can hear me. One of the things that okay, I'm getting I don't know, I'm trying to get proficient with this with YouTube Live. I was over on Facebook, but I part of my program, if you will, is that I am trying to clean up what goes into this. I have been listening to a lot of and reading a lot of and being influenced, and I made those choices, but influenced by social media. YouTube, I figure that if I want to try to stream in a couple of places, Twitch will be one of them, and YouTube, and I'll just figure out which one is the best, and then just kind of stick with that. To me, it feels like it's going to be YouTube, but I don't know. So I'm going to fish two locations, off the left side and off the right side. All right, so today a better way. So you can get both of these electronic versions on what do they call this? Um, Apple Books. I don't know. Okay. Today, a better way. Roles. I kept saying to myself, my daughter is the one with the problems. She's the addict who causes all the upheaval in our family. That was before I found Families Anonymous. As I became better informed about addiction, I learned that this disease gets better only when the addict wants to get better, regardless of how much the family may long for changes. Coming to meetings and faithfully reading Families Anonymous literature, I learned each member of our family was playing a role. We either helped her move toward recovery or stood in her way. Until we all become aware of the roles we are playing, enabler, persecutor, rescuer, or victim, we interact with the same old ways. We would interact in the same old ways and nothing would change. With this new understanding of the addict's personality and disease, I no longer allow myself to be manipulated or dragged by the turmoil of her life. Today I will look carefully at the role I've been playing and then will take the lead for my own life. Um, I think just the way I started the stream kind of tells you, reveals that I'm trying to do the work myself. I'm trying to stop um, being an enabler. I still struggle in these places. I have friends and family that struggle with addiction, and I have. I'm 20 years in recovery, 20, just over 20 years, going on 21 this November of sobriety. And so it's been alcoholism, and I would say any kind of, it's just like whatever it is that we can get addicted to in our family, it just seems like everybody has their own poison. So, but I know that I can bring in certain things that trigger my loved ones and my friends. So I've been trying to figure out how to quit, just like not managing their life. I'm I'm trying to figure out um, how to let some of those things go because there are some things I continue to stumble back into, and one of those things can be roles, and sometimes just reading over enabler, persecutor, rescuer, or victim. I think that a person can go back and forth between those communities into those roles. Can shapeshift. I'm Dakota, so Dakota. You probably know that as Sioux, um, like Sioux, the Sioux tribe, the Great Sioux Nation, indigenous tribe of North America. I would, I think I could shapeshift into those places, because I know I've done those. I've enabled. I know I've persecuted my loved ones. I know that I've rescued, and I know that I played the victim. So I know I can go back and forth. And then I know in the family, my role, growing up with parents that struggled with addiction, my role was um, like the clown, like the entertainer, to get everybody feeling happy again. And there were other things, other roles that I know I went through that I'm still trying to recover from. And I'm in my 46th winter, and I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around it. And so I'm trying to figure out me first. I can't do anything about them. That's why I love Jesus teaching. By the way, you'll hear a lot of higher power language in this, but you'll hear it coming from more so like you can hear me talk about Creator. You can hear me talk about God the Father. You can hear me talk about God. You can hear me use names like Jesus. You can hear me talk about the Holy Spirit. But this is my higher power, and I'm not ashamed of that. As a Dakota man, I'm not ashamed of that. So I'm going to share that. So being in these roles, it's kind of it's Jesus says he says about somebody that's really critical or judgmental. He says, why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, and you don't notice the plank that's in yours? First, remove the plank from your own eye, then you'll see clearly. Then, after the plank's gone, you'll see clearly. I don't think that work's ever done. It might come out, but it comes out. I don't know. It's just this weird spiritual thing that I continue to struggle with, and I know that I need to continue to remove. It's this life of continuing to remove that, and I think that plank, because it's no longer living. It has no it's not bearing fruit, or whatever. This piece of wood is me. I've become dead. So I need to remove myself out of my own vision and be able to see somebody. That's when I see clearly. I quit looking through me, so my preferences and um so for loved ones, not being the persecutor, these roles, the enabler, I need to, sometimes I'll need to let them fall. Friends and family, I need to let them fall and let them feel the consequences, and quit enabling them to continue in that lifestyle. And it's going to take on certain behaviors. I might have to do something specific with this relationship or something in that one. But taking it like Jesus' words, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow has enough worries, just focus on today. And, in the recovery tradition, Al Anon, Families Anonymous, AA, NA, they all talk about that, just, um, you know, what is it today? Man, you think that it because I was always like, that's a Jesus teaching. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today, one day at a time. You know, I was through treatment at least 5 times. I know that. I don't, um, but never stuck because I know what this is saying is it holds truth that this person that wrote the submissions, again, it reads, as I became better informed about addiction, I learned that this disease only gets better when the addict wants to get better, regardless of how much family members may long for changes. Oh man, it like I can remember 5 of them, and I can tell you that I got really good at telling people what they wanted to know, counselors, family members, friends, and that this holds truth. I only got sober until I wanted it, and so I've been through that. I know what this person's talking about. For the loved ones. So this is a Families Anonymous publication. I'm in the role of having loved ones that are caught up in the chains of addiction. So what am I doing now? I'm I'm not enabling. Hey, I can't do that. I can't. There's um, sorry you're going through that. It's just you come out on the other end. Maybe you can learn. But just stepping away, not being a persecutor, not triggering them with my condemnation, and then not rescuing them when they need to feel the pain of the results of their, you know, the effects of their decisions, and then not being a victim, and um, because we can do that as parents. I know that we can do that as siblings. We can do that as children. We can make ourselves the victims real fast. So, looking carefully, the action item, because every one of these, today a better ways, they end with an action item. Today I will. So just today, work on, look carefully at the role I've been playing. When? Now? What have I been playing in these relationships that I have? And I can see that I've been moving back and forth. I've been shape shifting into enabler, persecutor, or rescuer, or victim, and other roles too, really. So I just need to realize that I need to let that go. Turn it over to Creator God, and just focus on me again, and just focus on removing my preferences, removing the things, my way of life, removing that out of the way, and making sure that I'm a good relative with Creator God. And then, you know, the 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 relationships that are around me, though, they will change because this is right. So I'm going to jump into Courage to Change. So, Courage to Change is an Al-Anon publication, and I like both of them. That's why I read out of both from Families Anonymous and Courage, or um, Today a Better Way, and then Courage to Change. That's why I read out of both of them. So, Courage to Change, April 15th. Again, this one is an Al-Anon publication. Many of us come to Al Anon hoping to find answers to questions that plague us. Should I leave the alcoholic? What about the financial, sexual, medical, legal, and emotional problems? How can I stop abusive behavior? There are as many legitimate options as there are members, and Al-Anon's position is that we must each find answers that are right for us. The one exception is a life threatening or violent situation. In this case, Al Anon suggests first things first, ensuring the safety of ourselves and our children. Perhaps this means leaving money and keys in a safe place so that we can get out in an emergency, or calling the police, or arranging to stay with a friend, if only for today. We learn that we deserve to be safe. Today's reminder: in Al Anon, we don't make anyone's choices for them, but we do offer advice of a different kind. We suggest attending Al Anon meetings, finding a sponsor, and reaching out by phone. We advise our members to practice the steps, slogans, and traditions, and to incorporate these principles into every aspect of our lives. This kind of advice helps to find answers that we can live with. And then the quote is, um, "When I concentrate on my personal progress, the difficulties over which I have no control will iron themselves out." And it's from The Dilemma of the Alcoholic Marriage. Boy, how am I living this out? Well, I would say for my loved ones that are caught up in the chains of addiction, I um I don't I don't have a sponsor, but I have close friends that know I'm going through this, and they might not totally understand some of these things, but I do my best to share with them that I'm working my program, and the cool thing is that they listen. They might not understand it, and they might not be able to relate with it. Like one of my friends, he probably doesn't understand the things I'm saying, but I frame it in such a way that it's like, I don't know, maybe I would translate it into our lingo, and and then he gets it. So um I don't attend an Al-Anon meeting. I before COVID, I stopped into Families Anonymous meetings, and once things finally kind of are, we're uh through this time in history, this tough time. I just said it's April 15th of 2021. I don't think I said the year, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna worry about the year, because these things change, so when I read this next year, I'm gonna be in a different place. I'm going to be another winter. I'm gonna be That's how we as Dakota capture years, as winters. So I'm gonna be another winter. I'm gonna be 47. So next year I'll be 47, and I will have had another year of failures to have learned from. That's where wisdom comes from. And so the meetings, probably start going back to the heart program. That's the meeting that is the local Families Anonymous meeting. Not families Yeah, Families Anonymous meeting, and kind of support, and there's community there. As far as sponsor, like I said, I have a friend. I have friends that I can talk to about these things, and I listen to their advice. Um, Reaching out by phone, that's hit and miss, So I think maybe it's something I could possibly incorporate, but maybe in a kind of, like I don't know, once in a great while. I don't know. I feel like what I got going on is pretty good. Um, the steps and slogans, you heard me share a couple slogans that I like. Do your best and forget the rest. That's P90X, personal trainer, and then Spencer from the Recovery Show. His um, take what you like, leave the rest behind, and one day at a time. These are things that I like. The traditions, incorporate these principles into every aspect of our lives. I think that they do touch each they touch our lives, even though we might not see it right away, but they do touch our lives. Hold on, I want to try something different here. Okay, darn it. Excuse me. Well, I'll just have to figure it out. As I fall down, I'm gonna learn stuff about YouTube. Um, yeah, and I think that the quote at the bottom, when I concentrate on my personal progress, the difficulties over which I what kind of word is that? When I concentrate on my personal progress, the difficulties over which I have no control iron themselves out. I'm reminded of Dakota culture when elders say things like, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And it used to bother me when I heard that. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. How does that help me now? Just be that doesn't even feel good. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I don't like that. That's just. But as like I said, I'm getting close to being one of those. To being an elder, I'm already seen as an uncle among young people, and that aren't even blood related to me, but we come from indigenous communities, so they see me as an uncle. But there'll be a time where I will be, well, according to one of our tribal historic, or according to my tribe's tribal historic preservation officer, which I don't know if she's still doing it, but she addressed our council and member and people that were in the chamber in a council meeting in December of last year, and she said that COVID has taken so much from us, and some of you in this room have been thrust into the elder role quicker than you were ready for. But you need to be brave. We need to be brave because I believe she's around my age. She's a Gen Xer also, and but we need to be brave and we need to step into these roles. And so I need to step back and realize um, that the wisdom is sound. That's why it makes sense to me now. Like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So if I take care of myself and I just worry about me today, and making sure that I am removing myself out of my field of vision, that things will get better over time. I'm not going to see the full um, effect or the final, the bottom line. I'm not going to see it all right now, but it is building towards something. And so yeah, that's what I have to share, and that's really what these are going to be. I'm gonna today there it was live. I got to figure out how to do the editing, and then I'll put the videos on this channel. But I thought maybe today would be it's right now, like I said, it's going on 2 Central daylight time, and I thought maybe possibly there would be individuals that would have followed me over from Facebook. There are individuals that were um, following me over there, but it's all good, man. Going through change. Here's one of the, and I don't know if it really applies to um, like working my program. I think it does. So I'm just going to share it. One of the things that I've done is I have quit Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn. I've quit it. I've quit them. They were just the past several years have been just tough. I've lost friends. I've lost family. Um, Meaning, not they're still in my circle. I don't know if that makes sense. They're still in my circle, but they don't talk to me. And politics drives some of that. The situation and the tough times that we've had as, I mean, a lot of the social justice thing, the racial tensions, a lot of those things are just kind of driving wedges between families right now. Politics driving wedges, um and so I felt like it was time. It was time to just I had been, what's the word, dithering? That's the right word. Sorry. People are like, why does he keep like going to YouTube? Because I want to make sure it's the right word. Yeah, it is dither. I know. I don't know why I didn't trust myself, but I just been kind of like kicking around, and it's been going on for the past, I'd say, several years, almost like if I think back, I have been threatening to delete these platforms that I just mentioned. I was threatening to delete them at least for 6 years. And finally, I made the jump, and I was like, I'm done. And some folks, well, could have got rid of YouTube. What are the other ones you have? Well, I have TikTok. I have Snapchat. Some of the individuals and friends that I'm connected to on those, and the volunteer work that I do. Those are the ones I chose to. I was like, when I'm done with TikTok, do I feel like, I don't know, weight, pressure? Do I feel like, am I taking just this ickiness and this weight away? No. Snapchat, am I feeling? No. YouTube, am I? No. Okay, well, I'll keep those, and if they need to be cut, they'll be cut. So, but I'm telling you what, the first cut was deep, man. Facebook, I can feel it. That happened Saturdays when I deleted those. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Bam! Just a hardcore cut. And I can tell you, the one that I'm like having, I feel like I'm having like some kind of maybe withdrawals is Facebook. Even though it was negative, and I was just kind of getting tired of the plasticness on there, like people that are just, oh, look at my life, hey, look at the big things that we did, look at what, and it's like fake. How come you don't share the other parts of your life? Because that's not what Facebook's for. Okay, beg to differ, because I see people that are in pain on Facebook, and they're not getting the reactions, um, which is crazy, because I know that some indigenous communities, some of the folks that were my friends on Facebook, they would share pain. And I think that if you're going to be honest, you need to be honest with your whole life. And so I was getting very critical and very I had a lot of, I was just a lot of I was just I had a lot of I was really cynical. And so I was like, okay, there's something going on. And I just felt it like Saturday, it just came rushing in. Now's the time. That's the thought. I was like, all right. So downloaded all my information off of Facebook, because that's, you can get their data. You can download the files of your posts, your pictures. It's your data. So I downloaded it, and now it'll be gone. My account will be gone, and I don't see myself going back. So yeah, that's one way that I've been trying to take care of myself, and I believe it will take care of itself. I believe that, like that reading from Courage to Change and that elder wisdom, it's all going to work out. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I don't know, but I heeded the nudge, is what I'm getting at. So again, these submissions, this content, these videos. Sometimes they'll be live, sometimes they'll be recorded. And as I get better, and I get, because I'm thinking about getting a better camera. I mean, I like this camera that I have right now. It is HD, but um, I'm thinking about like doing things different on this channel, and getting kind of really trusting myself, and when it comes to creativity and stuff like that. And so I feel like having the right resources will help me get there. So as I continue to post content here, and maybe you want to be a good relative to me, I mean, by all means, um, subscribe, comment, and help me be better. Offer your opinions and things like that, and in the way that I'm trying to offer and give things back, because that's where this comes from. Locally in my town, I saw a gap. I saw that there were a lot of individuals that didn't know that these services were out there, or they didn't have the right step to make that. You know what I mean? They didn't have the right acclimation period. Like the best, I don't know if any of you have ever, your parents or someone ever, or you ever bought a fish, for an aquarium at home, and you can't just buy it and throw it in the water. You have to leave them in the bag and float them on the surface of the water for a time being, so that the water temperature will change. The water temperature in the bag and the water temperature that's in the tank, they'll change with each other, and the fish will be able to acclimate. And then you can put it, it's not a shock and all that. Well, I've always, I remember the fish that we had in our family, and I think that um, I think that I forgot where I was going with that. Oh man, I love it. So the one thing that I will miss about Facebook, I'll tell you that, and maybe it just comes with followers or whatever, but the one thing that I miss about Facebook is like the friends that I had over there would have been commenting by now. I gave up a lot. They did. But they knew it was coming. I warned everyone that there would be a time where I wouldn't be there anymore. So hopefully they remember, oh yeah, he's got that YouTube channel. Because I got rid of Messenger too. So Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all five of them gone. And so yeah, I'm in this time where it's a deep cut, but here I am, and I'm going through an acclimation period right now where I'm trying to figure out YouTube and Twitch. So be patient with me, be kind, be a good relative to me, and I'll try to be a good relative to you. And I'll continue to put out content, especially this stuff, because, like I said, I just feel like there are people that don't have acclimation periods where they can feel comfortable to make that jump, to go to an actual meeting. And I felt like that's how the idea came to me, that something like this would could serve that way. So that's what I'm doing. All right. Well, I'm going to end this one, and I'm going to try Twitch again, and uh, I'll know which one I'm supposed to be on. Hopefully I'll have some answers by maybe in a couple months. That'll be a good beta or a pilot time. So until next time, Dokshta, okay. See you later. There's no word for goodbye in Dakota language. I am Dakota, and you'd probably know them as the Great Sioux Nation, but we call ourselves Dakota, Lakota, Nakota. But underneath those is my tribe. My people is called the Sisitawa, Wahpetuwa, Dakota Oyate, or people of the Fish Ground. Our traditional homelands is actually in Minnesota before we were exiled, kicked out, and now our reservation is in the northeast corner of South Dakota. So that's where home is for me. So somebody asked me, "Hey, where are you from?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" But if it's another native, I just lead with my reservation. Where are you from? Siston, Siston or SWO. Yeah, you can kind of feel like Travers or whatever. But so, anyways, I felt like just sharing that with you so you know a little bit about me. But yeah, I'm gonna shut this one down, and I'm gonna head over to Twitch and see what I can do over there and offer my light over there. So, Dokshta, okay, I'll see you later.